You ever be on TikTok watching a bunch of people saying yeah and skibbity like it's the Queen's English, and suddenly you're clutching your phone like a remote you don't understand? Yeah, that's us. Technically Gen Z, but turning into millennials in real time. The internet says you're Gen Z, but your soul? Your soul owns incense or scented candle collections. Gets excited about some things that most of Gen Z would find cringe, and thinks romantic comedies from 2004 are peak cinema. I use TikTok, but I scroll for about 10 to 20 minutes until I see some weirdly made video for Gen Z humor and just say, that's enough of that. And I know I'm not the only one. Let's talk about it. What's good, wave makers? It's your boy Complex, and in this video, we're talking about the identity crisis of being Gen Z but feeling millennial, and why that basically makes you unk before your 30s. We're breaking down the signs, the vibes, the social glitches, and the quiet acceptance that you might be outgrowing your generation without actually getting old. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more commentary, and without further ado, let's get into the first reason. Look, I know the second I say Facebook, half of Gen Z is gonna look at me like I pulled out a flip phone. But here's the thing, some of us never really left. Yeah, while most of Gen Z is soft launching relationships on Instagram stories and decoding TikToks like it's ancient scripture, we're over here scrolling through family reunion updates and messy auntie drama like it's the morning newspaper. Facebook is like that one toxic ex you don't want to claim in public but you still check up on. It's got a weird grip. I got old co-workers, high school classmates, and that one uncle who types in all caps and still sends me Facebook game invites. And you know what? Sometimes I click accept. Sue me. And don't even get me started on the marketplace. You can find a couch, a used PS5, a car, and a conspiracy theory in the reviews all before noon. That's efficient chaos. The real kicker is when you try to explain this thing to Gen Z babies, they will look at you like you're 42.
Guys, I hate to admit it, I use Facebook, and I use it like an old person. And I see something funny and I'm like, yeah, my grandparents are gonna eat this shit up, and I hit share.
What she put on her story? Okay, she was partying last night. Oh, now she got a Bible verse on here because it's Sunday. Okay, I ain't judging. Sick and tired of these hoes trying to take my man. Girl, don't nobody want your man and his 3 teeth. Get off here.
Hey, Jackson. Jackson.
Yeah. Sorry, I was on Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook.
What are you doing on Facebook?
Just scrolling.
You were scrolling on Facebook?
Yeah.
How old are you?
24.
Why are you on Facebook?
I don't know, they got funny memes.
Jackson, what?
There's some good stuff on there. Memes about how things should be.
What do you mean how things should be?
You know, how things are supposed to be. Not the crap we have these days.
Jackson, are you enjoying boomer memes?
Nah, I just like the memes on Facebook.
You're the only person I know under 40 that goes on Facebook.
Nah, it's sick. Tell me this. If you're organising a party, how do you invite everyone?
Oh, well, I dust off Facebook and set up an event.
Exactly. No other app does events. Now, what if you want to sell something? What do you do then?
Yeah, okay, I use Marketplace, fine.
If you want to message someone in a different country, then what do you do?
I'm talking about actually scrolling Facebook.
Yeah, it's good. Mum posted me on my birthday. Got 700 likes.
Mum got 700 likes?
Yeah, mums go off on Facebook. I got more birthday wishes from her friends than mine.
But it's not about age, it's about vibes. And if your vibe is, I still know my login to Facebook, then you might just be spiritually millennial. But here's the crisis. Facebook is like a digital scarlet letter now. If you accidentally mention it, people assume you're about to say something problematic, or start reminiscing about Vine like it just shut down yesterday. And I get it, Gen Z is about newness, filters, and ironically curated chaos. But some of us live in the in-between. So yes, we're Gen Z, but we're also from the generation that remembers when poking someone on Facebook was considered flirting. That's millennial coded confusion with a Gen Z data plan. You ever be chillin', scrolling on TikTok, then suddenly have a flashback to a time where phones needed antennas and games needed to be blown into to work? Yeah, that's that generational glitch. Gen Z as a whole is fluent in Wi-Fi. We were born into the feed. But if you're like me, you remember a sliver of life before the internet takeover. Back when you had to wait for a show to come on. Or when you couldn't just Google how to boil an egg. You had to guess or start.
We're kind of at like a really weird stage in humanity where it's like a lot of us have experienced life before social media. We literally have never been this connected before, ever. A lot of us are like kind of stuck in this loop of consumption almost. I really think the key to like having better mental health is to just reduce the consumption, and instead of like looking at it as like this punishment of like, oh, my screen time needs to go down or I need to be doing this less, I just really encourage you to focus on where, like, what do you want to spend that time doing instead?
I just want it to go back to the olden times. I know a lot of y'all won't agree, but before social media, a time was had. Because I feel like we was all making like genuine connections. We was really like talking to people, looking in their face like, and what else he did and what else he said. Like we was really like, girl, meet me at the mall, you know what I'm saying, in front of the movies. We had to call on the house phone before we left. Meet me at the mall in front of the movies, and you had to just wait at the movies to see if your friend actually came or not. It's so bad.
That weird limbo between analog struggle and digital dependence, that's where we live. Millennials talk about their Tamagotchi like it was a child. Gen Z talks about their iPad like it was their therapist. And we're stuck in the middle, knowing how to burn a CD and do a trending dance challenge. Dual-wielding generational trauma like it's Star Wars. But we can't flex that survival skill too hard, cause then you sound old. The second you say, I remember when YouTube had 5-minute limits, people look at you like you used to hunt with spears. Streaming culture turned music into a vending machine. Pick a vibe, grab a bop, and keep it moving. But me, I'm still listening to full albums like I'm reviewing them for Rolling Stone. Not just tracks, not just singles, whole bodies of work.
One thing I never really understand is people who don't listen to albums. And like when I discover a new artist, I have to listen to their entire discography, because one thing I notice is that those little songs inside of an album are usually 10 times better than the singles of the album. I just feel like so many people are missing out on good music because they do not listen to albums. And I know a lot of people just do not have the attention span to listen to an entire album. I get that, but me, it just might be me. I love listening to an album from start to finish. That's just me. I feel like you get a better sense of an artist when you listen to every single one of their songs.
Top to bottom, including the interludes. Yeah, I said it, the interludes. I'm a music head and I make music myself. The music you hear in the background is me and my homeboy Leak. So I love exploring the entire vision that has been laid out by a talented artist. Meanwhile, the Gen Z algorithm be like, I found this sped up on a video of a hamster cooking eggs. Like, cool, but you didn't even hear the bridge. That song had a bridge. You're vibing to the chorus as if it's the whole story. And I'm over here 3 songs deep into a heartbreak trilogy.
Listening to an album all the way through allows you to appreciate it much more. Well, I recommend you do this through vinyl. It's pretty easy to do just on Spotify or Apple Music, whatever streaming service you have. I feel like the work that an artist puts in usually for an album goes unnoticed, mainly because people tend to find their favorite songs or whatever it is and stick to those and not kind of see an album for what it is from a bigger perspective. When you listen to an album all the way through, you can pick up on recurring themes, different vibes, different moods, different songs, and different feelings that are portrayed. A lot of artists like to transition from song to song and kind of, treat it like a roller coaster where there's highs, there's lows, there's even mediums for the type of sound or story they're trying to present. And I've fallen, I guess, guilty to this too, because I like to listen to the songs that more gravitate towards when an artist drops a project or something like that. But I kind of had this realization when I started using my record player more to play the vinyls that I have. Streaming services that are out nowadays, we're kind of privileged to be able to choose whatever song that we want to listen to.
There's something about hearing a whole project. The sequencing, the transition, the way track 3 bleeds into track 4. That's a spiritual experience. That's character development. Gen Z be hopping around on playlists like, nah, I just like the vibes. But I need the arc. I need the full meal, not just the snacks. Now don't get me wrong, I mess with TikTok music. I know what a bop is. Look at me sounding old saying that already. God damn it. But there's a difference between discovering a song and sitting in it. Playing it at night, driving to it, crying to it. That's the millennial in us. Gen Z listens to music. We live in it like a breakup we never had or just had. But try explaining that to someone who only knows the sped up version of SZA Snooze. They look at you like, you mean there's a normal version of this? Yes, and it is amazing, and there was a guitar solo and emotions. We're still the ones in the room yelling, run that album back from track 1. We're not skipping intros, we're not skipping outros, we're not skipping life. It's an experience, and you gotta be present for it with a longer attention span. Gen Z no longer speaks like they're having conversation. They speak like they're narrating a Twitch stream of their own life. Every sentence is either a reaction, a rating, or a one-word sound effect. I asked a Gen Z kid how their day was and they just said, L take, you fell off. Skill issue. Bro, I asked you how your day was, not if I should be ratioed IRL. It's like they're always stuck in NPC mode. W convo, mid vibes, huge L, skibbity bop. Like, are you okay? What even is a skibbity? Is that a word? A spell? Did you summon something? I had to Google it and the internet told me that it means cool, bad, or dumb. Nah, I need answers. There's no dictionary, just vibes and volume. Even though some of these people definitely need a dictionary thrown at the back of their head. And then there's the giat epidemic. I hear people say giat all the time. It's like if, damn, shawty got K, got compressed into one brain cell and a sound effect. And somehow it's still evolving.
I ain't gonna lie, you really could use it to take somebody else's girl. Hey bro, I forgot my ball today. Could I borrow yours? Hey, I'm just gonna borrow it for a little bit. I'll bring it back. I don't have my ball today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Could I borrow for a couple hours? Ain't that our ball? Like,
I'm kind of hungry, bro.
Oh, you're hungry, chat? What you want to eat, chat? You hungry, chat? Chat. Chat, where should we go, chat? Chat, should we go to Bojangles?
Say chat one more time. Go ahead. Say it. That's what I thought.
Gen Z doesn't just use slang. They use streamer reactions in real life. Everything is a W or L, like they're rating people the same way we used to rate YouTube videos. It's wild. Like, I'll hold the door for someone and they hit me with, W, man, for real, no cap. Like, sir, I'm not a subreddit. Just say thank you and walk through. Even casual combos feel like a Twitch donation message. If you don't talk like that, they think you're emotionally distant. But if you do, you sound like a Walmart I show speed. So you're stuck between decoding and cringing. That's the Gen Z millennial crisis in a sentence. You ever be vibing, thinking you're still young and relevant, and then a Gen Z kid calls you Unk with their chest?
Yo, what up, Unk? Say what? I said, what up, Unk? Man, I ain't your Unk, man. Go on somewhere with all that what? Go on somewhere with all that what? Go on somewhere with all that what? Go on somewhere with all that now, nephew. Go on, you know I'm just playing with you. Watch out there now.
Yeah, that moment is humbling. I'm not even 30, but apparently having socks and slides and having an opinion makes you the neighborhood elder. It's wild because we're technically Gen Z. Technically. But we feel millennial in our soul. We remember when memes were just white text on top of badly cropped photos. We remember when YOLO was in everyone's bio, and when Vine was the peak of social media comedy skits.
Yo, W's in the chat. Yo, bro, W's in the chat, bro. Don't forget to... Nah. Yo, thank you, 100 gifted. Nah. Yo, thank you for the 200 gifted. Nah. Yo, W's in the chat, bro. Nah.
The signs are all there. You say, who all over there? Before you go anywhere. You complain about loud TikTok sounds. You've become that person who says, oh, y'all don't know nothing about this when your favorite song comes on. It's giving Unk energy, and honestly, it's involuntary. The biggest clue? You start needing context. Everything Gen Z says sounds like a code.
I think it F'd in there. Huh? F means like it lagged. Like the stream dropped.
F? That's what they call it?
Yeah.
Oh shit, F.
Yeah. Chad, did we F?
Did we F? Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's that streamer lingo.
Streamer lingo.
Oh shit. Y'all be having codes for real.
Yeah, bro. You gotta get hip.
Yeah, right.
Get F in there? Alright, good to know.
Okay.
We gotta stick to outside spots.
Well, F them.
But the moment you really feel it, when you realize Gen Z sees you the same way we saw our uncles who wore Bluetooth earpieces unironically. You're the person they come to when they need relationship advice. Or a ride. You're the designated wise one. You say things like, be easy, little bro, and don't even hear yourself doing it. And history repeats itself in every generation. Identifying as Gen Z but feeling millennial, that's how you end up being Unk in every friend group. You're not old, but you're seasoned. You're not washed, but you're definitely air dry now. You've evolved from consistent main character energy to sometimes knowing how to be the background character who holds the keys to wisdom and extra charger cords. And it's not a bad thing. So yeah, maybe we don't speak fluent TikTok. Maybe we still double tap on Instagram like it means something. Maybe we get overwhelmed when there's more than 3 group chats going on at once. And maybe we're okay with that. Cause somewhere in between Giat and Be Easy Little Bro, it's important to realize that we're not lost in between generations. We're bilingual in vibes. It can be called an identity crisis, but it's starting to feel more like a personality. A whole generation of us caught in the middle, translating between folks who think lit is outdated and folks who unironically say period. We're the glitch in the matrix, the Wi-Fi that still buffers, the bridge between YOLO and its giving. But if being Unk means we've survived MySpace, Flappy Bird, cancel culture, and the pandemic, then so be it. We Unk with layers. We Unk with nuance. We Unk with a playlist that slaps and knees that crack if we get up too fast. If you vibed with this, go ahead and drop a comment below and tell me what your your Unk moment was. The second you might have realized that Gen Z left you behind like an Instagram filter in 2020. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the next digital therapy session. And if nobody told you today, you're doing amazing, even if you did have to Google what Riz means. Thank you for tuning in, and if you made it to the end, you are an amazing person, and your support goes a long way in helping me provide more thoughtful and engaging content as we grow. Until next time, much love. We out of here. Peace.